Okay, so looking at the frequently asked questions list, question number 1 is a question we often hear. What training classes do you offer? And as you see here on the list, there is a list of classes that we offer. Our training program works primarily to build skills for office occupations, which would be jobs such as administrative assistant, office clerk, receptionist, accounting clerk or accounts payable clerk, data entry clerk. We also have healthcare classes, so there's the clinical medical assistant program and there's the pharmacy technician program. We won't be talking about either of those programs on this particular video today, so if you want more information about those, please see Michelle or see myself later, and we'll talk about those. But for now, we're just going to talk about these particular classes. They include Workplace Basic Skills, which is a class that focuses on reading, writing, and math. What we find is a lot of students or a lot of people in the workforce need to improve particularly their reading and their writing, particularly their writing skills. We are in an age where so much communication at work takes place in writing via email. So it's a very important skill to have the ability to write clearly, and you also receive lots of information in writing. So being able to read and write are very important. So there's the Workplace Basic Skills class. Then there's Job Prep, which focuses on career search, resume writing, interviewing, and skills like that, choosing a career and things like that. And then there's English for Employment. That's a class that is pretty much designed to give students who are learning to speak English or who need more English skills for the workplace. It's designed to give them more vocabulary that they need at work, to help them with their reading and writing comprehension as well, but it's more so for students who English is their second language. Then there's Basic Computers. In the brochure, the Basic Computers class is called Say Hello to Computers, but Basic Computers class is for people who generally have none or very limited amount of skills using the computer, and we'll talk about those later on. The next class is the Self-Paced Computer Applications class, and that is just a series of classes, whatever you might need. It could be Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, or Access. So the Microsoft Office subjects is what's included in the computer applications class. And notice it is self-paced, and we'll talk a little bit more about what that means later on in the video. And we have our data entry class, data entry and 10 key class, and you should be able to type 25 words per minute at least before you begin that class. And then there's the Office Skills 1 and 2, Customer Service Skills, which we don't offer all the time, but we do offer it as needed. Then there's the Accounting Fundamentals with QuickBooks. That course happens in 3 phases. So Accounting 1A, Accounting 1B, and Accounting 1C. So for example, if you began Accounting 1A this winter quarter coming up, or the quarter coming up, you will only take Accounting 1A with some QuickBooks, and then the next quarter you'll take 1B, and the next quarter you'll take 1C. And then the medical assistant and the pharmacy technician classes. The next question number 2, is how much do classes cost? So if you look in our brochure, again starting at page 10, you'll see that the classes have a variety of fees. They range from free to $65 per quarter for most classes. Some of our online classes and our medical classes have a different price. However, for most classes, the prices range from $0 to $65. The only free class is the Workplace Basic Skills class, which is on page 13 of the brochure. That is the only free class. The English for Employment class is $25. However, if you've already paid the $25 registration fee in our other ESL classes, you do not have to pay an additional $25 for this ESL class. But if you have not paid for just regular morning or evening ESL classes. Then the English for Employment class is also $25. Our basic computers, again, which is called Say Hello to Computers in the brochure on page 13, is a $25 fee. And then there are classes that are $50. Our office technology classes are $50. Office technology includes keyboarding and data entry. So if you are only taking keyboarding or data entry, that's a $50 fee. That's on page 12. And our office skills classes, office skills classes on page 11. That is also a $50 class. All other classes, which would include our accounting classes, Accounting Fundamentals 1A with QuickBooks is $65. 1A, 1B, 1C, they're all $65 classes. Our computer classes are also $65, and that is $65 per quarter. With our per quarter classes, which would include, for the most part, our computer classes, not the basic class, not the basic say hello to Windows, say hello to the computer class, not including that, but every other class, which are the more advanced classes. The difference is the basic computer class is one that is for beginners. It's for people who have little to no experience on the computer, still need to learn how to turn it on and turn it off, need to know what's the monitor, what's the CPU, need to learn how to use the mouse. Students who don't know how to use email and do basic things like that, such as open a document. That's what happens in our basic computer class, which is $25 for the quarter. Anything above that, when it comes to computer training, you would have to go to the Career Skills Center, and the Career Skills Center classes are listed on page 12 of the brochure, and that's where you take classes like Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Those classes are $65 per quarter, which means you can take as much as you can, do as many classes as you can within the quarter. Again, the dates of this particular quarter were told to you earlier on in the video. So, for example, if you are a student and you take Microsoft Word, you pay $65 at the beginning of the quarter. Let's say you finish Microsoft Word before the quarter is over, and now you want to start taking Microsoft Excel. You can just start taking that class without paying another $65. You will only pay an additional $65 when the quarter ends if you choose to go out and take classes for the next quarter. So that's $65 per quarter. As for Microsoft Access, that is a class that is offered online, which you can use our computer lab if you'd like, but it is an online instructor class. The fee for that class is $79 to the online instructor and $10 to use our computer lab, unless you are one of our certificate program students. If you're a certificate program student, then the additional $10 fee to use our computer lab is waived. So Microsoft Access has a $79 online fee. You're welcome to take the class from home if you'd like. However, if you need some sort of certificate from us and you have to take it here, and there's an additional $10 just to use the lab, unless you are on a certificate training track, which we will talk about more a little bit later. Okay, question number 4 says, is there a reduced fee for low-income students? And the answer to that question is yes. There are some stipulations and some guidelines that we have in place to give students the reduced fee. And if you notice, we give the reduced fee to students who are on one of the following government assistance programs. So if you are on EDD or unemployment insurance, general assistance, food stamps, CalWorks or welfare, SSI, or work-related rehabilitation plan, then you would qualify for the reduced fees. And the reduced fee amounts are shown on question number 5. A class that costs $50 will be reduced to $30. and a class that costs $65 will be reduced to $40. So if you notice, if you think about the basic computer class, which is $25, there's no fee reduction for that class. The fee reduction only applies to the $50 and the $65 classes. Likewise, the fee reduction does not apply to any of the online class fees. So if a class is $79, has a $79 online fee, there is no reduction for that. It's still $79. So these are the programs that we offer reduced fee, and it's just those programs. So if there's any other circumstances outside of those, we generally do not approve reduced fees for for reasons other than these. So if you fall into one of these categories, you can fill out the application for a reduced fee, and that would require you to submit a copy of your a recent copy of proof showing that you are on one of those programs, and you do have to be the name titled on that document. So for example, if your husband is on unemployment insurance, that would not count for you. You yourself would have to, that your name would have to be on the document. Okay, so that's our reduced fee program. Question number 6. Are textbooks included in the fee? The answer to that question is no. There are some courses where we have textbooks available in the room for you to use while you are in the room, and the textbooks cannot leave the room. So just if you need to use them while you're there in the classroom working on the work, then you can use those textbooks. However, there are a limited number of those textbooks, and they are on a first come, first served basis. So, for example, if we only had 10 of a particular textbook and 10 students were already using those textbooks, then you would be without a textbook that evening. We do, however, help you go online to websites such as Amazon and help you find the textbooks at a relatively low price. So for the most part, particularly with the computer textbooks, we can generally find them at a pretty low price, and you can order it and have a copy for yourself. The accounting class, the textbook for the accounting class is a little bit more expensive. There's 2 books for that class. One of them you can buy used, the other one must be purchased new, and the information for that is on page 11. It is on the bottom left hand side of page 11.